Okay, welcome back, people. All right. Let's see. Um, all right. We have pretty much just the same amount of persons that was here just now. Welcome back. You guys can hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right. So let me bring up the class website. 1 second. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? All right. Okay. Advanced computing 2. Right. So far we have tackled assignment 1. Hopefully y'all are almost done with that already. So assignment 2 says coming soon. We want that to be today. But before we can do that, we need to complete our task for the day. All right. Now, it's going to be a pretty short activity. And the more I'm thinking about it, let me see. We're going to have supposedly we're going to have a 2-week break between this activity and our next class. So we won't go hardcore into this assignment just yet, because why do I have the feeling that when we come back from study tour, we're not gonna remember what we had discussed. Is that true, guys? What do you think? Do you think the sun will burn away those memories if we dive into assignment 2 now?
Say repeat.
No.
I believe so, sir. It will.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, I'm saying this out of experience because sometimes the study tour just kind of drop in the middle of an assignment, and it's like when we come back, it's like we don't remember what happened in the last class. So we're gonna do the activity, and I'm gonna just try and get you enough to get started. I have a feeling that most persons are still finishing up assignment 1. Excellent. I was playing around with that thought and wondering if it can work. Let me check the schedule a little bit there. Let's see, what do we have? Schedule here. Today is the 12th. Right. Oh, we wanted to do this lecture today. Oh no, but we put this off because we were supposed to do the study tour. Right. So we would have come back to do these 2 lectures with video games in architecture, video game technology in architecture. All right. I may have to adjust these. All right. All right. We shall continue. We shall press on. All right. Okay. So for assignment 2, we're going to be doing architectural infographics, right? And architectural infographics. The assignment is very similar to assignment 1. Well, actually, no, it's very different, but it's more fun. So we're going to do this quick activity. We call it Infographic Squid Games, right? And remember, this is a pick your own assignment that's happening. Remember, I said that pretty much everybody's assignment is going to be different, right? And what I want you guys to do, you're going to select a building, right? So you're not going to model a building from scratch. You're going to be given a building, right? And when you select the building, you're going to also select a symbol. Now, basically what's going to happen is we're going to communicate architectural situations using infographics. And each one of these symbols represents what you need to communicate. Now, the reason I give you a symbol is there are 10 different possible questions, things that you need to represent, right? And a minute here. And you might be more familiar with certain topics in architecture. So I did my best to give you some symbols that represent those topics. And when you select the symbol, that will determine what infographic you're going to create, or rather what architectural problem you're going to communicate with that infographic. All right. So each of these would represent the infographic you would create. Now, what we're going to do is everyone is going to select the building, select 2 symbols, and then we are going to go through and look at what each of these are. And hopefully I can point you guys in the right direction. Now, to confirm our selection, we're going to do the same method that we did before. Let's see. Where is my thing? Ah, here it is here. Okay, I don't have to grab this. We'll just do another one. There we go. You guys are seeing my screen, okay, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Okay, so for me, let's call this no, sorry, this is my name, Brian Williams, right? And let's say that I select building 4. Oops. And I select I don't know. What do these mean? This one and this one. And I'm going to drag that over there. So these represent what I will build with that infographic. Right?
Wait, so you must select more than one?
Yep, you got to select 2.
No.
Anybody here watch the original Squid Games? Which was the worst shape that you could ever select?
The
Which was the
star.
worst shape?
No, the
The star?
tree.
Umbrella, sir. Umbrella.
The umbrella.
The umbrella, yes.
Exactly.
What tree?
From my memory, I remember the umbrella was the worst one. So I didn't put any umbrella in here.
Sir, I don't know, but that palm tree looked like an umbrella to me.
Then again, I might be trying to deceive you and make it look like it's something difficult when it could be something easy. I mean, who knows? What could the lecturer be up to? Anyway, so we just need to select 2 symbols, and then we're going to kind of go through and look at this, very interesting. And you know what? and I'm going to even share a secret about these symbols, but after we select. So I want you guys to jump on the mirror board real quick, and I want you to select a building.
Yes, sir. The mirror board is still locked, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you
mirror
gotta,
board
you gotta,
is-
you gotta
yeah,
give us
my bad,
access.
my bad. Edit. There we go. Please, nobody should swap anybody's symbol. Once everybody has chosen a symbol, then that is it. There is no exchange. All right. If a person wasn't present at the class today, they will be randomly assigned a symbol, right? But if you're not at the class today, you won't get the class participation grade, right? This is you participating in class, right? All right, so I will give you, oh, you can't choose two same symbols, by the way, guys. All right, I'm just saying, okay? So no, you can't choose two same symbols. All right, I'll give you a little couple minutes to just get this done.
Somebody snatched the middle symbol. Can we put it back, please?
No, there's two. I should have locked these symbols here. There should be one of these symbols. So, what is missing? The wine glass is missing. There you go.
Thank you.
Should be 10 symbols, guys. 10 symbols. almost there. Okay. All right, looks like we're just about done. Some people can't make up their mind yet. All right. Okay. So, all right. Now, as you can see, guys, the model, okay, usually, I explore the model, so I'm going to open them up as well so we can kind of see what they look like. SketchUp here. There we go. And I do have a max file, so I'm going to open that as well. All right, so so usually what we do is in one of the classes we kind of have a working class where I open the model and just kind of remind, I guess you could say remind everyone. I mean, just last semester we did do some experimentation with different models, right? And remember, we learned a little bit about how we can export and import and carry models from one program to another and all of these stuff, right? So I'm expecting you to carry over that knowledge into this assignment, right? Now, each of these buildings, there's a FBX, a SketchUp, and a DWG file, right? We're only doing 3D stuff, right? And you're going to use this model not just for this assignment, but for another assignment, right? So, you know, hang on to this model. Cool? All right. Now, let me just make sure that everyone has selected their question. Yeah, all right. We have a little wine glass floating out here. Okay, so before I get into what the questions are, let's see who selected Manika. You hear Manika?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
So why did you select this people icon here? What is your thought process in making that selection?
Sir, to be honest, I said the people one just because I don't know. I saw the building. I figured that we're going to represent it some way with how people interact. So
Cool. That's a good one. All right, cool. All right. I'm looking for who selected. Wow, there's a lot of sunshine here. Jeremy, why did you select? What was your thought process like? What were you thinking when you selected the sunshine here? What do you think it's about? What do you think this infographic is about?
Well, I'm assuming it has something to do with some climate or something like that.
Okay. Cool. All right. Maybe I need to change up these icons for next semester, you know, make them harder. You know. Anyway, the idea is not to make it harder. I'm just kidding, guys. As a matter of fact, my mission has always been to make the module more accessible, right? No need to make things unnecessarily difficult, right? All right, I'm curious to know what Miss Spence was thinking for the wine glass. What do you think this one represents in terms of an infographic?
Honestly, sir, I don't know. I just chose it because
You just kind of randomly selected. All right. Is there anybody else? Darren, you also selected this. What do you think this one represented?
Honestly, not sure.
Oh, look like anybody who select the wine glass, them just say, boy, let me just select one. All right. This palm tree business here now, Andre. What do you think? Hold on, before you answer me, Andre, is it me or is it just like very few persons selected the star? Is it because y'all watch Squid Games, so you avoiding the star? There's a lot of sun, a couple people, but very few stars. Okay. Andre, are you there? What do you think this one here represents?
Probably something to do with the coast or tropicality.
Okay, cool. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, I think I've the. Oh no. The Tamara, is it that you have a fish pet, or you figure what was your ideas with why you selected this one? What do you think it is? I mean Tara. Did I say Tamara? Sorry, I meant Tara.
I'm sorry, just see water. I guess it's something
Okay,
to do with water. So.
Cool. All right. All right, and well, just to get everybody feedback, just does any one of these symbols, in your opinion, represent if something is more difficult or easy? I always ask this question. I always get some interesting answers.
Well, sir, the one that is that diving or skiing? Yeah, it just feels more, I don't know if I should more like suicidal, like he's diving off. So I feel like whatever that is, it's gonna be hard. So I just didn't choose that.
Yes, sir. Same. I was about to say the
Really?
same. Yeah.
Oh man. I realized nobody chose that one. Well, no, actually, yeah, Kings chose that one. Well, who knows? You know, the lecturer could be trying to trick you and making it look hard when it could be easy. Anyway, has everyone selected? I see my Zoom gave 2 noise a while ago, like some persons came in or out. Everybody here has selected their symbols. Remember, once this has passed, you can no longer select, in all fairness, because everybody that was here had to select based on a symbol. So you would get one randomly assigned to you if you did not select. So going once.
I'm about to select.
Who is that?
I'm about to select, sir. Tara Fisher.
Oh, all right, Miss Trisha. All right, quickly grab 2 icons. So far, let me see. Person seemed to be afraid of the ski guy there, and the sun seems to be very popular. Right. Yeah. All right. Oh, I didn't ask about the fan. Reeves, why did you what do you think you're going to represent with the fan here? What do you think it symbolizes in terms of an infographic?
I mean, I like being cool, so kind of like the fan.
Oh, so it was a personal choice then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. All right. So remember I said that I had something to share based on these issues here, right? These infographics. Now I have selected 10 items from during the time that I've been lecturing at UTech. And 1 or 2 times I would come as a guest lecturer to a crit. And like I would hear the students, you know, explain in a way maybe an idea or a concept or something. And something that I thought could be represented as an infographics. I wrote them down. I also got feedback from some of the lecturers as well. Some of the things that students normally present in a presentation that would rather be visual and not something that you say. And I put all of that together in a bag and shake it up and do a little bit of mixing and matching and came up with these 10 different things that you would represent on your studio sheet. But you guys are going to represent them as architectural infographics. Right? Architectural infographics. So whatever symbol you get, you're going to use the building that you have selected to communicate what is in these things, what is in each of these topics. All right? Okay. If you don't understand, then no worries. Let's go through the first one. And for those persons who selected time, which was only 2 people. Okay. All right. Let's see what time has to offer. Drum roll. Anybody? Nobody? Drum roll. Man, is this too loud? Okay. All right. The entrance to this building will open at 8 a.m. However, this, in quotation, this area is only accessible between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on a weekday. All right. So, for example, in my case, let's say that I selected this building here. I need to represent this statement. Let me grab this and put it over here. I need to represent this statement in an architectural infographic. So when I look on my infographic, it is supposed to represent that the building will open at 8 a.m. However you want to do it. Remember, we spoke about infographics. So is it informational infographic that says like a big 8 a.m., right? However, this area, so I need to make up an area. Maybe this area is down here. Maybe this area is what I want to use to, let me get my pen. Right. Maybe in my case, where it says this, I'm referring to this area. It's totally up to you and the building that you have. You can make it up. It's only accessible between the hours of 8 a.m., 5 p.m. on a weekday. So that is what you would need to communicate as an infographic. So let me first ask Manika. Do you understand what you're supposed to do with this first one?
I think so. Like select a portion of the image and state, okay, even though it's open at 10, just like block off someone, so that's only from 10 to 5.
No, it's up to you however you want to represent it, right? Remember, we kind of spoke about different ways, you know, is it a massing diagram and you only highlight one section and maybe there's an arrow that says 8 a.m. or, you know, it's like you choose how you want to represent it, right? Now, the reason that I gave you these buildings is that 99.9% of the time to do your infographic, you will have to reduce detail on the building, right? Because remember the formula for creating an architectural infographic. It is the party diagram and the data. So all the buildings that I gave you, they are definitely not party diagrams. They are fully detailed buildings. They have louvers and window and doorknobs and, you know, those things. And usually a party diagram is very simple. So 99.9% of the time, you're going to be deleting. It's all about getting rid of details so you can simplify the building, right? So imagine, Manika, imagine you wanted to do a kind of a massing party diagram thing. Then you will have to turn your building. Let me see what building you selected, Manika. Right. So if you're doing a massing diagram, maybe you don't need all of these louvers and doors and everything. Maybe all you need is a big box to trace it out. So you guys are going to reduce the information you have to just what you need for the party diagram. So this assignment is almost not about creating in terms of the model, but reducing. How you reduce is the key to this question, because if you're doing an exploded thing, like you want to explode it to say this portion of the building is accessible at 8 a.m., then you might need to reduce maybe you're just reducing the detail of the upper floor so it now becomes a massing. All right. So that was the first one. I just wanted for you to kind of understand the reasoning behind it. All right, airplane. Actually, I didn't ask anybody about the airplane. Louis, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think you would be representing with the airplane here?
I just kind of chose two things just because.
You just guess. All right, cool. The airplane is pretty popular. I talked to Jeremy already. Who else chose the airplane? All right. Chantal chose the airplane as well. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? What do you think it's about? Chantal?
Sorry about that, sir. My internet is kind of shaky. I think probably it represents sort. I'm not quite sure. To me, it kind of represents like either like mail or like probably a flight. Not quite sure.
Cool. I was wondering because it's an airplane, it flies. All right, so my time symbol wasn't bad. Like, this infographic was about time. That's fair, right? No cheating there. All right, next one. Let's go through this. Here we go. 50% of all the rooms in this building are naturally ventilated, except this room, which is 100% artificially. I shouldn't use the word ventilated, but anyway, you get the idea. All right. So one of these rooms, maybe have HVAC going to it, but everything else is 50% ventilated. All right. So, anybody thinking that maybe this symbol was kind of deceiving? Because we are talking about ventilation, but yeah, maybe I need to change this icon. What do you think?
That's very deceiving, sir.
All right. So for example, Louis, so if I were doing this one, I would be thinking, okay, let me get the question here. 50% of all rooms in this building are naturally ventilated, except this room. So basically, you want to select a room, an area. The plan doesn't necessarily matter because you're using this symbol here. So, maybe if this was the room here that was 100% artificially ventilated, then you would have to find a way to highlight it and communicate that this room here has AC.
Sorry,
right?
just quickly. Yeah, the symbols. We're not to use the symbols in the
No.
Okay.
Right. You're not to use the symbol. Right. The symbols is only my way of trying to mix it up a little and apparently deceive you into thinking that a question is too hard or too easy, right? So that one wasn't bad. I would say that's pretty manageable, right? Darren, what do you think? You think you could represent that with this building?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty manageable. And remember, all the things that you're seeing here are things that I have seen students get up and say in their studio presentation, right? Some persons write it, some persons say it, but we want to show it now as architectural infographics. All right, let's go down the list. All right, let's see the one that we have here with the people. All right. Oh, so when we go through each one, I want you guys to give a rating as to say, do you think it's hard or easy? So the first two ones, I'm guessing most of you think it's easy. But the second one is deceiving. I am taking notes so I can switch it up next semester. All right, this building can only accommodate 20 persons at a time. The ground floor can accommodate up to 10, and the upper floor can accommodate another 10. In the case of an overflow, persons will have to use the roof or wait outside. What do you think about that one? Well, there's a number of persons that chose this one. Horace, what do you think about that one? Any ideas coming to mind?
I mean, kinda. It's not bad. It's manageable. I think I can achieve it. I guess I just need like reference and stuff.
Right. And the thing that I wanted to touch on is that when you're doing the architectural infographics, you kind of rely less on I would say like reference artwork. When you're doing the artistic infographics, yeah, you look on some infographics to get how they lay out the charts and that kind of thing. But the architectural infographic, you're kind of out there in the wilderness because remember, it's a party diagram with information. So I think you can get some good ideas, like for example, some of the ones that we looked on today. Like these are some good ideas, and of course a lot of these you can see on Pinterest. But I would say don't start from the diagram. Don't start from what you find. Start from your imagination. Like, how can I communicate this phrase? You know, is it better in a wireframe transparent view? Or is it better in like a section or a plan view, right? Can it be something that is a plan view with like, you know, views, you know, to just try and brainstorm it. And guess what? Each of these infographics, each of these architectural infographics that you're seeing here, the link to the source is all there, so you guys can check it out. You can check it out, right? Like, I think this one is so cool. Because this, look at this. I mean, this communicates as well. You know, the terrace is here, the public area is here. There's a garden in the middle. Like, this is an architectural infographic. It you know, you can kind of see the party nature in it, but you can see the infographic elements in it as well, right? All right, so let's continue. So how would you guys rate this one? Is this one easy, medium, or difficult? Let me get some other opinions.
A medium.
Medium, all right. So I think I get 1, 2 mediums, or maybe Horace was saying it easy. I don't know. All right, let's continue. This building stores 50% of captured rainwater in 2 tanks located on the roof. The rest of the water is stored in an underground tank below the building. All right. What does Tara think of that one? Or did I ask Tara already? I think I asked Tara already. Yeah, so anyway, it doesn't matter. What do you think, Tara? Doable? Easy?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen, I mean, a lot of you have projects where you are representing conservation, and we talk about water tanks and how you catch water and reuse it. How do you represent that on your studio sheet? Like, how do you visually say that my building is going to store water here or collect water here and then transport it there? Like, what's the best way to show that? You know, is it a kind of isometric exploded view, or is it a side view? All right, so Joel, what do you think? Is your mind churning with ideas in how to represent that?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Cool. All right. All right, let's keep it going. So that one is what now? Medium, easy, hard? Anybody? Let's give this one a rating. Joel, how would you rate it?
On what kind of scale, sir?
In terms of how difficult do you think this phrase would be to execute as an infographic?
Maybe not too hard, but it sounds like well, in terms of what I'm thinking of, it seems kind of medium, sir.
All right. What do you think, Tara? Fisher? Sounds easy? Sounds doable?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So I take that as a medium. All right, cool. All right, this one was very popular amongst most persons. Let's see what it has to offer. On the top floor, 50% of the rooms has views to the ocean. The other 50%, or the remaining 50%, has views to the city. Right? This is on the top floor. Whereas on the ground floor, 20% of the room has views to the ocean and the rest are blocked by other buildings. All right. Everybody understand that? Let's see. Leslie, do you understand that that sentence?
Yes, sir.
That phrase? All right. I think everybody here have a two-story building. I tried to pick two-story buildings, right? So yeah. So on the top floor, 50% can see ocean, 50% city. But on the bottom floor, some of your views are blocked. So how do you communicate that? I mean, you guys are doing a towers project, so like views is going to be super important. So when you have your section up on your sheet and you're talking about, oh, my building has views to, Kingston Harbor or wherever. I mean,
Sir,
how
we
do
did a
you-
project there the last semester.
Oh, sorry. Towers is last semester. What is this semester again?
I think we're doing
I believe we're designing a dental health facility.
Oh, what kind of facility?
Dentistry, sir.
Oh, a dental facility. Oh,
Dental.
okay. All right, cool. All right. All right. Right. But I hope you get the point of what I'm saying, right? Like when you're talking about views, like a lot of us, we have this section on the page and then we talk about it and leave it up to the imagination of our viewers. But I want you guys to have a diagram on your sheets that say what you are saying. All right. So yeah. So Leslie, what do you think of this one? Is it medium, easy breezy, or it kind of tricky?
Medium, sir.
Medium. All right, cool. We'll pick this one. Chantal, what do you think of this one? You can make it happen?
I think I can, sir.
All right, cool. All right. Let's go down the list. 30% of the building's facade is porous, which allows the upper floors to remain at a temperature of 25 to 27 degrees during windy days. All right. So Joel, this is you again. What do you think?
I think it's all right. You know, it's doable.
Right. So the upper floors of the building is porous. Like if you wanted to represent that, I mean, in a party kind of way, not necessarily photorealistic, you know, V-ray, and you're seeing the porous nature of the walls, but like just symbolically, just to say the upper floor of my building is porous. That's why the temperature is between X and Y. You know? How could we communicate that? Could it be a section? Right? And maybe there are like some openings on one side and you see the what? No, I'm not supposed to give you no ideas. You guys supposed to come up with it.
No,
right?
no, sir.
Right.
Keep talking, keep talking.
Right, Thompson? What do you think? This one sound easy or it's tricky? You there, Thompson? No? No? I don't see. Okay. All right. All right, we're going to keep it moving. 3 more to go. Now, this one was super popular. Yeah, quite a number of people selected the sunshine. So let's see what that has to offer. All right. The north facing side of this building receives 20% more sun in the summer compared to wintertime. The north facing side of this building receives 20% more sun in the summer compared to wintertime. All right. So I want you guys to kind of picture that in your head, like, so it's kind of short, but remember when I look on your diagram, I'm supposed to see exactly what that phrase is saying. Right, Dwyer?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So you rate that one, Dwyer? Easy or tricky? What do you think, Dwyer? Is it doable? You have some ideas?
Still not really. You know.
All right, we're going to be talking about ideas in the coming weeks. All right. All right, the dreaded slope that who said that it could have been difficult. All right. So only one person. Kings, you're the only person that selected this one? Are you feeling worried?
Not really.
All right. This building sits on a 30-degree slope, which allows water to run off the site 20% quicker compared to a site that is flat. All right. All right. So, just making it sink in. I don't want to give away. Every time I do these things, I come up with some ideas, but you know, we don't want to give away the ideas. I want to see what you guys come up with. All right, let's go through the last two. All right. The Vitro Solar Band 60 glass, that's a brand. That's like a type of glass. Used in this building has a solar heat coefficient of 0.41. A shading coefficient of 0.47 and a reflectance of 11%. Right? So this is you talking about the material that makes up maybe some glazing on your design. And the type of material is called a Vitro Solar Band 60 glass. So when you have this on your sheet, you want to communicate the name of the glass, and you want to communicate the solar heat coefficient. What does that mean? Right? Look it up. A shading coefficient. What is a shading coefficient? Because these things, they have somebody in the audience, or it could be a client, they might not understand exactly what a shading coefficient is. And if you're showing them your presentation, they don't need to know the scientific meaning. They just need to have an idea. Oh, it means how much it black out the sun, or oh, you mean how much it will reflect the sun, or blah, 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 right? So how can you represent this when you're talking about your building? Spence, right? So luckily your building, you have a lot of glazing. So what is the best way to communicate this information? Right? Is it a section? Not giving away any more answers. All right. Higgins, I only see one little symbol here. What's happening?
Oh, I just rejoined, sir.
Okay.
Question, sir.
Yes.
So we're supposed to, being that it's architecture infographic, we're supposed to not merge them but represent them separately, right? Two separate diagrams.
No. You just like the first assignment, you are going to merge them in the most efficient way. Maybe you don't need to merge them. Maybe they're two separate diagrams, but they should be on one sheet.
Okay,
you follow me?
Understood.
Right. I'll talk about that in a little bit after I do the last one here, which is these two rooms are the most important areas in the building because room A has the best views to the city and room B is the most ventilated. All right. So I don't know I don't think any of these are difficult. I think some of them are a little tricky. Anybody have now that you have seen all of them, which one do you guys think will be the most difficult to represent as an infographic? Any idea?
So I feel like the wine glass look tough.
No, man, the wine glass is the easiest one.
No, sir, no, say that, sir. So let that talk.
All right. Challenge accepted. But you didn't do the wine glass, so I guess I can't challenge you. But I guess Miss Spence, yeah, when you do yours, you can be the judge of that to say, was it really easy or was it difficult? All right, so just some pointers and some tips. I'm not going to dive into the technicalities today. I'm going to wait till you guys come back from study tour because I don't want to cut it in spread it out over 2 weeks. That's not going to be recommended. All right, so I want you guys to keep note. I'm telling you the pitfalls to avoid, right? I am marking for statistics, right? Just like the assignment before where you have actual percentages to monitor. For example, when you talk about population density and that has a specific number that you need to represent, look at the numbers in each one of the infographics that you're given, right? So in this one, it says 8 a.m., it says 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those are important data points that you need to make sure comes through your infographic, right? So, whether you're using a symbol that says 8 a.m. or you just write in the text that says 8 a.m. Some of you have percentages. So for example, something says 50%, 100%. Like, what does that look like? You have to make sure that you communicate those percentages, right? So I will be looking for the representation of the numbers, right? All right. All right. The next thing that I want you guys to look out for, remember, some of you, when you open the building, I won't be opening the building today. I'll save that for my next class with you guys. But when you open the building, you might, as I say, you're going to notice there's a lot of details. Reduce, reduce, reduce. Some persons here might not even use the whole building. Some of you, my recommendation is SketchUp. If you have because there's a SketchUp file there, and SketchUp can do quick sections, and it can show hidden line and wireframe and all of these things. Reduce, reduce, reduce. That's the second tip. All right. Most of you need to get rid of a lot of details, because if you're communicating something, you want it to be clear. When you zoom in and you like make a little symbol here in a little window frame, it's not going to be deep. It's going to be too tiny. So reduce, reduce, reduce detail, right? For those of you who use other programs, the FBX is there. I hope everybody should know FBX by now. That will pretty much go to any program, right? There are some persons who would rather use Revit. The DWG is there. The DWG will go in Revit, right? If you're a diehard Revit fan, you can use the DWG. My recommendation would be to try to work with SketchUp. I think it's quicker. But if you need to take it out to put it in another program, how many of us remember when we took stuff from SketchUp and we put it in Illustrator or Photoshop? All right. So I want you guys to consider that. Okay, next tip. Oh my God, I forgot the next tip. What was it again? The next tip was about the software. Try what's the software? Yes, try to use when you're dealing with lines, remember lines work best with vector software. So if one of you want to use like a section and you want to have your line work and you need to make lines thicker, you need to hatch lines or all of that, remember your Illustrator, remember your AutoCAD. Those are programs that work great with lines. All right. Next tip that I just remembered now: layering of information. There is a secret extra bonus mark that you can get with this assignment, and that is how well do you blend these two together. Remember, you're using the same building to represent two different metrics, right? Do I need to have, so for example, Rodrina, if you are representing this one that has to do with populating the building, and then you have this other one that has to do with the glass, do I need to have this model twice on the sheet, or can I have one model and maybe there's a little call out that labels the glass and says reflectance, whatever, but at the same time it can communicate that X amount of people can fit on the ground floor and the first floor? Do you guys understand what I mean by the layering of information? With that
No,
example? No? Still no?
Yes, sir. Understood.
So what I'm trying to say is that you have two things to represent here. Try and see how much you can merge them together. It's not like don't give me two different charts. All right, let me give you another example from last week, right? If you need to communicate, if you need to communicate to me where is it? Right. If you need to communicate to me the height of this building along with the name of this building, then rather than giving me two different charts, try and communicate the height and the name by showing me the shape of this building, but in one chart. So it's the same thing I'm saying with this. You have two different things to represent, but you have the same building. Yeah, go. What are you saying, Alessandra? All right, you're muted. Right. You have two different metrics to represent, but you're representing them on the same building. So I want to see if you guys can get away with setting up your graphics in such a way where you're repeating as less as possible. Now, some of you, it might not be possible. You might have to have one building for infographic 1 and you have to repeat the building again for infographic 2. But some of you, it is possible depending on the combination of infographic that you choose. So this is why I said this assignment is unique for everybody, because everybody has different buildings and different combinations of infographic. So all of your ideas will be unique, right? So that is the bonus mark that I'm telling you all how to get it, right? Try and see how much you can represent on this by layering the information, because these two things that you're representing is of the same building. You don't have to repeat the building twice for each in most cases. All right. So that is as much as I will tell you here on. I'm not going to go too deep. I know that most of you are still working on assignment 1. So it's like we do this activity, but your brain is going to switch back to assignment 1. So fine. Do that. Finish your assignment 1 so that I can mark it. Right? When you come back from your study tour, we dive headfirst into this assignment. And the next class will be a working class. I will open the model and we can look at it in more detail. Some of you might have, maybe you're wondering, how do I reduce the model? How do I delete stuff? So we'll dive into the technicalities of it for the next class. But for now, this is your selections that you have made. All right. So if you happen to be browsing around on Pinterest or wherever and you think you found like something that you can use for this assignment, please save it. All right. There are some notes that I put over here. We'll dive into them in the coming classes. So all of the slides that we looked on in the lecture class, they're all there. And the links for them are there, so you can look on the actual sources of the information. Yeah. And I want you to remember this little, I call it a cheat sheet, so that you remember how to represent this. Remember, you're mixing architecture and data that you get from the party diagram and the information you want to represent. For the architecture, you're going to generate a party diagram. So you guys have the model. So you generate a party diagram. And I mean, I think you guys kind of know how to you probably have your own style, your own way of generating a party diagram by now, right? But usually a party diagram can be form based, where it's like massing and that kind of stuff. It can be flow based. So for example, you might be talking about a process, like I go to room A, then I go to room B, then I go to room C, or it might be how you move through a space, so hence the term flow. Or it might be, when you say dimension based, it's kind of like numbers, where you're talking about, you're using like graphs, or you're comparing sizes and things like that. All of these are a form of party diagramming, right? And, if, you represent your party diagram, once you have your party diagram, you need to mix that with the data. So in this example here, if I want to communicate dining area 50%, bedroom 70%, kitchen 90%, maybe I represent them as bar charts, and then find a way to fit the bar charts with the party diagram. So you can see how I decided to give each one of these a color, and then apply that color to the different areas on the building. And that's how I came up with this one. Very totally basic. But there are so much more out there that's very interesting, like this one is really nice. Topography, vista, experience, right? We'll dive into some of these after, because I don't want to carry your brain down this rabbit hole and then you're still working on assignment 1. So all right, so if you head over to the class website, here we go, refresh, you will notice that the curtain has been lifted from assignment 2. Right? So using the lessons and techniques learned from the infographic lectures, visually summarize the following extracts taken from possible architectural design solutions. So select any 2 statements to produce a single infographic poster. Now you have already selected your 2, right? Here they are. And what you're going to do, I'm not sure what's happening here. It looks like an arrow. An arrow happening there. Anyway, you're going to just hit the submit button, just like how you will hit the submit button for part 1. All right. Okay, guys. So 2 down, 3 to go. All right. So when you come back, we'll spend a little time and finish up the theory section. And then we are going to jump into the practical. Any questions so far for me, guys? Any questions? How do you feel about the next coming assignment? Are you worried or are you excited?
Not
Maybe you
worried
just
yet.
not worried yet? Maybe you just want it to be over, like, oh, when will this be done? All right. What I would say to that is just enjoy the ride, as much as you can. All right.
Sir, what size should the infographic be?
You can give me on a tabloid. Whether you want it to be landscape or portrait, totally up to you. But tabloid. It actually says it on the handout. So Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. When you look on the handout, it says infographic must be uploaded as a JPEG or PDF file, right? And it must be 11 by 17. Hold on, let me try clear up this thing here. Here we go. Right. The infographic should be no larger than 11 by 17. It can be landscape or portrait. Totally up to you. All right. All right. Okay. So now is usually when we would I would give you guys a chance to go into to brainstorm some ideas and we discuss it. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna just cut this class here. And you're gonna use the time to finish the assignment 1. That would be my very best recommendation. Just use the rest of the class time, finish up assignment 1 and done with it. Remember, I gave you guys an extension until, when did I say again? Did I say Friday? When did I say?
Monday.
Sir, you said Monday.
Okay, all right. All right, yes, that means you're listening. So yeah, we did say Monday. But you're not going to wait till Monday because you're going to be flying out like Tuesday. Monday going to be busy. Come on, guys. Come on. Just you have an hour and a half. Just finish it today. Just finish it. Just done it. All right? Just done it. All right? So wrap it up, and then next week, sorry, not next week, but next 2 weeks, we will dive into some ideas about how you can do this infographic. All right.
Sir, are we supposed to submit the class activity like we did the first one?
No, this class activity, I am going to mark it from what I see here on my board. So those who are here are who participated. So there's nothing to submit for this activity. All right. So right, this next one, the architectural concept, we'll do this next week because yeah, you're still working on assignment 1 for most of you. All right, so we'll do that next week. Okay, this is not too bad. It's 7:30. I can stop talking now, and you guys will go ahead and finish your assignment 1. And that is it for me tonight. All right, guys, have a good rest of the week. I will say a prayer for you and dealing with UTech and study tour. All right. Wish you all the best with that. Right. And remember some of the things that you learn for doing diagramming and infographics for your study tour document. All right. Okay, guys. See you next time. Maybe see you next week, or hopefully I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye, sir.
Bye.